The NCAA and the College of William & Mary promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We encourage you to cheer for your favorite team during today's game, but request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Also, please remember that whistles, horns, cowbells, and other artificial noisemakers are prohibited and can result in ejection from the stadium. Thank you. We appreciate everyone coming out to support the tribe. Please, no standing against the railing. If there are no seats available on the bleachers, there is standing room available next to the bleachers in the corner of the field. Thank you. Under Armour is a proud sponsor of the William & Mary soccer program. Visit www.underarmour.com. Every goal scored by the tribe this regular season will be sponsored by the Campus Shop. The Campus Shop, located on Prince George Street, is where all William & Mary students and faculty receive a 20% discount with their W&M ID. Stop by the Campus Shop and check out the variety of William & Mary merchandise.
Last year, the William and Mary men's soccer team traveled to Chapel Hill and shocked the University of North Carolina with a 1-0 win. Today, Carlos Samuano's Tar Heels are number 1 in the nation, and they visit the Martin Family Stadium at Albert Daly Field in Williamsburg with revenge on their minds. Chris Norris and the Tribe will try for 2 in a row over UNC. It's William and Mary and number 1 North Carolina. Men's college soccer next on NSCAA TV. And welcome to historic Williamsburg, Virginia, home to the College of William and Mary, who tonight face the number 1 team in the country, the North Carolina Tar Heels, right here at Albert Daly Field and right here on NSCAA TV. Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with former Georgetown head coach Keith DeBatzik. And, Keith, we all know how much pride the Tribe have. A big win in Chapel Hill last year. Can they do it again?
Yeah, well, it's going to be tough for them to do it again. They're going to need to score some goals. They've been shut out in their last 2 games. On the other hand, North Carolina, only 1 loss in the season. That was to then number 1 UCLA. They've had 3 shutouts in a row. That's why they're number 1. They got the big bullseye in their back, but I think they're going to be able to hold on to that pretty well today.
Keith, Chris Norris will be looking to Riley Maul to score some goals.
And we talk about the goal-scoring issue with William & Mary. Riley Maul, who was a sophomore now last year, played off the bench the whole year, but he has 3 goals already, 1 assist this year. All right, not playing a ton of minutes, but scoring a lot of goals while he's in there. They're going to need a go-to player. Hopefully it's going to be him for William & Mary.
Meanwhile, for the Tar Heels, Carlos Samuano gets almost everybody back, including 2 players who missed all of last year up top, Rob Lovejoy and Andy Craven.
They were both huge losses, but Andy Craven right now is back like he didn't miss a beat all last year. He has 3 goals on the year, but they're all 3 game-winning goals. A big game, you can look for him to put the ball in the back of the net.
Big game, big-time coaches, and we talked to both of them moments ago.
Well, we were a little fortunate last year, and UNC's got a great team. We'll have to play basically a mistake-free game tonight. We'll have to be very sharp in our execution, get numbers around the ball defensively, and be very efficient on the counterattack.
Well, we're going to focus on ourselves. We're going to try to get our pressing right and our speed of play up to what we've been working on. And if we focus on ourselves, I think that'll give us the best chance to get a positive result tonight.
Continental Tire is the presenting sponsor of the college soccer broadcast on NSCAA TV. We thank Continental Tire. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups here as we get you set for William & Mary and North Carolina. First, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Tribe, and I'll tell you what, they're going to bring Maul off the bench.
Yeah, they say he's a go-to guy. They'll be going to him off the bench, and he does do very well off the bench. Last-minute change where they put Jackson SK up top and brought in Ryan Flesh in that number 10 position right behind the forward. But watch the SK brothers. They are exciting to watch. They need to start getting on the scoreboard. If they do, William & Mary will be going a long way.
Jackson, the junior, William, the freshman. Now we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the North Carolina Tar Heels, and a lot of familiar names back this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of familiar names, and they're 4-3-3, and they can attack really well. Craven up top is back after being out with an injury. Lovejoy up top, back after the injury last year. Just a solid team all around. There are no weaknesses for UNC.
David October, the new left back coming over from Ipswich Town in England. We'll keep an eye on him. That's your North Carolina starting lineup as they're giving the starting lineups right now actually here at the wonderful Albert Daly Field. Speaking of the Albert Daly Field, we'll talk to Al Albert and John Daly during both halves here today as we get you set for William & Mary and number 1 North Carolina.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, North Carolina getting that number 1 spot for the first time this year. And like we said, 3 shutouts in a row. After this game, they go down and they play Duke.
All right, we'll now get you set here for the playing of the national anthem. Take a look here at keys to the game as North Carolina comes in with a 4-1-0 record. The Tribe come in at 2-3.
Yeah, North Carolina, they want to try to keep playing the way that they know they play best, right? And that's where they keep the ball moving. They get it into those forwards of theirs that are so dangerous. You know, that consistency. And, of course, those guys coming back, give them that leadership that you need to have a good team. The Tribe, they call it Tribe togetherness, and this is, getting the most out of their team and the chemistry. They have to be disciplined against this good team. Of course, this is one thing they have to avoid against a good team. Silly mistakes, you'll get punished for those.
You see the man in the middle, Peter Demo, walking out there as we take a look at the game conditions. 75 and cloudy. It looked a little ominous early on. We're hoping the rain will hold off here. Other than that, it's cooled down quite a bit. Don't think it's 75 anymore as it continues to drop, but pretty nice night to play soccer.
Actually, it's become a perfect night, Dean. It was a bit humid earlier when we first arrived, and then it had the threat of rain. Hopefully that'll stay away. Couldn't be much better, and the field as well is in fantastic condition. When they played down in North Carolina last year when William & Mary upset them, it was raining most of that time.
Peter Dema, pretty familiar face. As the referee, as we get you set here. The Tar Heels in Carolina blue, William & Mary in white, green, and white. Dean Linke along with Keith the Batsnick, delighted to be with you here on NSCAA TV. We're also on HRSN here in the Williamsburg area. Keith the Batsnick.
Well, I'll tell you, they got a lot of people out tonight as well. A Tuesday night, but a big crowd for any night as well, still coming in. And you got the number one team in the nation coming. You got a good team yourselves. Everyone's going to be coming if they can.
West with the throw in. It went off of Holness, the Jamaican. Last year, he went 50 yards against Maryland to beat the talented goalkeeper Zach Steffen. Big-time goal. It was actually the goal of the week in ACC play for Holness. Exciting player. Engel plays it up top to Craven. It'll be knocked out of bounds. I talked to Michael Tiemann, the captain in the back for William & Mary. I said, what do you remember most about winning last year? And he stopped. He said, the final whistle, without a question. And he meant it, too. Huge win in Chapel Hill a year ago.
Yeah, and I believe that was Jackson Eskay scoring the winner for William & Mary.
73rd minute.
Yeah, and in fact, it was an interesting situation because North Carolina had a player had some blood, and the referee sent him off. And before North Carolina could get somebody in, it was a little controversial, actually. With that, William & Mary got their goal. No excuses or anything from Carlos, about that, but just.
Yeah, they scored a man up. I remember that.
Yep.
The game was played September 24, 2013. This is the 15th meeting all time. The Tribe 2-11-1, and of course, one of those two came just a year ago. Lost by October. West will play it quickly as he threads the needle up top to William Eskay. William Eskay, the freshman of the Eskays, down near the end line. Pretty good cross. Bouncing around. And dangerous opportunity for William & Mary. Chris Albiston was there. And, of course, Albiston scored 2 along with Maul in that 4-0 win over Pitt.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's what Will Eskay does well. Let's have another look at it. He's just turning the corner, and you will see this from him his entire career. He's a freshman. You wouldn't think it there. What a nice cross, and just catches Albiston a little off balance. And Eskay doing well there, letting it go out of bounds. If he touched it, he might have been called for offside.
Corner kick for the Tribe. Ryan Flesh with that right foot. Flesh pounds it over. And William & Mary perhaps a little unlucky. They're not up 1-0.
No, I agree with you, Dean. And
Flesh sends it back in. Loose still, as coming over to handle it is the fine goalkeeper Brendan Moore, second team All-ACC a year ago, and they'll play it quickly out of the back.
Yeah, and that was Marcus Luster coming in from the center back to challenge for that ball as well. And a couple of hands on the keeper on Brendan Moore, but referee Peter Dema just said keep going as Moore got the ball.
Robbie George, did he just swing and miss right there?
He did, actually. Very quietly swung and missed and got it back.
Colton Storm. And Storm, the talented sophomore, actually won the McGuire Cup for Lehigh Valley, beating Chicago Fire a little over a year ago before joining the Tar Heels. Actually played with 2 or 3 mashed toes in that game. Couldn't even walk, couldn't even wear shoes until game time. He told me before the game his toes are finally better. Holness plays it out wide. David October. And October, here's a guy who just arrived in Chapel Hill 4 or 5 weeks ago, part of the Ipswich Town Academy over in England, and wanted to get an education, and there he is in Chapel Hill. They need a left back, and Jordan McCrary's out.
Yeah, Jordan McCrary's out, and this is his first start, actually. He came in with a little bit of a hamstring injury into preseason. This is one of the reasons that he's in is because of his attacking abilities out of the back, and he wins a corner kick there. Peter Demas saying a little deflection.
Here comes Alex Olafson. Started the last 32 games. Just a real honest player, Olafson. And that'll go under October. Carlos Samuano actually pulled his left and right back that started in the last game. CJ Odenigwe and Colton Storm got pulled about 15 minutes in of their last game. So left back and right back really the key spots right now for the Tar Heels.
It's probably the only thing that they need to sort, for sure. I think everything else is solid. Who comes off the bench and the attacking positions are solid. And again, they're already at number 1 in the country for good reasons. If they can sort out those 2 positions, it just obviously become a lot more difficult to beat.
Odenigwe is on the bench, ready to come in if Carlos Samuano needs him. Olafson comes over to win it. Olafson, number 28, is a junior, part of the Capital Area Soccer League. So many great clubs in the Raleigh area, Keith.
Oh, there are the Castle there, the Triangle, and all those clubs. That's why there's so many players that come out.
Meanwhile, for William and Mary, there's 4 players that you've actually coached in youth development.
Absolutely. I'm really proud of the fact, to come here and we see 4 of Region 1 Olympic development players that have all played for us for many years, represented the region in a lot of international play. Will Eske, Jackson Eske, Jeff Bombell, and Marcus Luster. All of them represented Region 1 and the U.S. effectively so well.
Heavy touch for Storm, but Storm stays with it. A little bit of a collision. Colton Storm, kid is tenacious.
There's Chris Albertson
October.
Up top, got a little bump there.
Over to Engel. Engel, the transfer from SMU, led the Tar Heels in scoring a year ago. He had 6 goals. Led the team with 4 game winners. He had 8 goals and 7 assists the year before at SMU. Nice crowd here at Albert Daly Field at the College of William and Mary. Great people here. Of course, Al Albert and John Daly, but really just the whole community. Really special place, Keith.
It's always fun to come down here. They're very good hosts, and we will come anytime that they want us to. I see we had a change. The first substitution was the ball. Referee Pete Dema kicked the 1 ball out. It was a little low on air.
Here's the Jamaican. Holness has already represented the full national team, played for the U17 and U20s as well for Jamaica, and has been called in again by the full national side. Storm with a pretty good ball, sent right back where it came from.
Again, we're seeing in North Carolina the left back October getting forward, the right back Storm getting forward, and again, this is one of the things that they really have been wanting to do. Probably the one thing that they feel had been missing early in the season.
Long throw in, deflected out of there, and it'll be a corner kick here for the Tar Heels. I want to say hello to Rob Kehoe, the Director of College Services for the NSCA, as you take a look at this throw in.
Yeah, again, a long throw, and both of them challenging just off the back of the head, and it looked like that went off Tiemann.
Corner kick for Holness. Lovejoy is on the near post. Campbell, the center back, on the far post. Campbell comes over. Engel's there. It's in, and it's 1-0 Tar Heels. Engel with the goal.
And I'll tell you what, on that one, Dean, too, you got to have another look. Very close to whether he was actually on sides as that got flicked back. It was very close on it. But again, this is talking about silly mistakes and just not leaving a guy wide open. And that was one of the things William Mary was trying to avoid, obviously. And you make a mistake against a team like UNC, and sure enough, they put it in. And Tyler Engel, their second goal of the season. Have another look at it here as the ball gets put in by Holness. You know, and really Craven really didn't even get a good look on it. And I'll tell you what, he sure did look like he was offsides. I don't know. We couldn't see in that if there was a player all the way over by the corner that had held him on sides, but certainly he was the wrong side of those defenders.
So Tyler Engel, who had to do the majority of the work last year as Lovejoy and Craven were out with season-ending injuries before they even got started. Engel now with a second goal of the season, and it's 1-0 UNC. A big crowd continue to file in here in Williamsburg, Virginia. Tuesday night soccer on NSCAA TV and also here in the Williamsburg area on HRSN. Delighted to be with you as they try to play it to Craven. There's Luster, one of the players that Keith the Batsnake coached. Now William and Mary will send it long. And it's not going to be easy to get it by Brendan Moore coming into this game. 329 minutes, 12 seconds without allowing a goal. Keep in mind, 13 of his 25 starts have been shutouts.
Yeah, 3 straight shutouts, and, you know, obviously in a line of a lot of top goalkeepers from UNC, taking over for Scott Goodwin, who was such an outstanding player for them as well, and outstanding player in his own right, the senior from Atlanta, Georgia.
Take a look at that. We're going to hold off. We're going to show you another angle of that goal when we get a chance. As it's played back here, William and Mary, Ryan Flesch. We thought Riley Mall was going to start and even put the spotlight on him, but Chris Norris told us before that kind of the microwave role, likes him off the bench. You said it in the open, plays really well off the bench.
He does, and that was his role last year, you know, and then coming in, because like I said, he's had 3 goals and 1 assist. He's actually had a lot less minutes, you know, but they've been in a starting role. He's obviously going to, you know, when he does come in, he's going to have to play an important part tonight. They do need a little spark. So let's have another look at this, Dean. And, you know, again, we'd like to see, you know, whether or not anyone held him on. As that ball goes there, I mean, that's close. I still think, you know, I would think what I saw when it happened, that it looked like he was just on the wrong side of those defenders.
Looks like maybe he was one step ahead of Adam Crenshaw, but really kind of hard to tell as maybe he looped back. Crenshaw really didn't move from just inside the 6, so where did he shoot it from? Just in front of the 6, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I'd say for sure if I was William Mary, I would say he was most definitely offside, and I think a UNC fan, absolutely. What are you talking about, Keith? You know, he was onside. But it was a close one there. And
Boyd Aquano plays it over to Cambo. OC in the back. He's on the preseason Herman watch list, and he's on a lot of scout lists as well for Major League Soccer. The question is, where does he play? His size is probably more fitting to an outside back at the next level.
Yeah, and I think he can do that too. You know, I mean, this guy's obviously has such a great pedigree. Is, you know, the ACC Defender of the Year last year, and you know, 2 times in the MAC list. I mean, you're something good, and you're going to have a chance, especially playing for a team like this.
Super smart guy as well. William and Mary, Jackson Eskay. It was Eskay who scored the goal last year when William and Mary upset the Tar Heels in Chapel Hill. One of the big wins for Chris Norris. He's done a great job. His 11th now as head coach. He's been here 23 seasons overall, including as a player from 91 to 94 as a free kick for William and Mary. 9 as an assistant. As a head coach, he's led them to 3 NCAAs and took them all the way to the Sweet 16 in 2010, did Norris. Albiston is on it with the left foot. Albiston looking to go far post. Smoked out of there by OC. Just absolutely snapped it. William and Mary will get another opportunity. They'll go far post. Too long as it tried to find the head there of Michael Tiemann, the captain from England, in the back for Chris Norris and the Tribe.
And you see both Tiemann, you know, and Marcus Luster will get forward, and Coach Simonia, excuse me.
Carlos Samuano.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I knew you'd get that to me. Okay, I'm a good friend. But we just say Carlos. Okay. All right. And Carlos trying to get them organized in the back. There's always one every game for me. Everybody. That's the
Carlos, the Cuban. Great stories. Parents coming over and making a life over here. He wanted to be a soccer coach. He found out that the College Cup was in Richmond, so he moved to Richmond thinking that's where you become a coach, and that's where he started.
Well, he did well. He was actually a very good youth coach as well there. Recruited at Georgetown a number of players out of that area that he had coached, and I've known him quite a while.
One of only 2 coaches to win a national championship in their first year on the job. Carlos Samuano winning it all in 2011.
Was Mike Freitag the other? That's a good trivia.
Yeah,
Mike
that's
Freitag
right.
with Indiana.
First year, Mike Freitag replacing the Godfather,
Yes.
winning it for Indiana. I was just getting ready to ask you, Keith, and one step ahead as usual. Can't keep up with those Georgetown guys. At Georgetown, though, I'm sure you're familiar with William and Mary. Did you play them very often?
Yeah, we did. We played him a number of times. If you're talking about Chris Norris, actually, in the 90s, early mid-90s, when Chris was playing for William and Mary, he was an outstanding player for some of their best teams they ever had back then. Paul Grafer in goal and Steve Jolly on the field. They're a fantastic team. And had quite a number of battles versus Al Albert and the squad he put together.
Wade Barrett went to William and Mary. Aiden Brown went to William and Mary. As you said, Steve Jolly. John Stewart went to William and Mary. And yes, I am talking about the comedy shows John Stewart at Comedy Central, as George Krieger points out. Going too long. There'll be a throw in here for the Tar Heels. Craven. Looked like he was nicked from behind. They'll let him play on. Tiemann. Michael Tiemann from Liverpool. Still has that incredible English accent.
Well, you have a Liverpool accent. It's not English. I'm sorry. It's something else. It's something else. Spent a weekend there last month, and it was difficult. I think I have problems with Carlos's name. Spending a weekend in Liverpool trying to understand what they're saying.
You can visit the official NSCA college scoreboard. Hang on, though. The Tar Heels trying to spin on it by going to TopDrawerSoccer.com for all of your college score needs. Along with the most up-to-date scores, TopDrawerSoccer.com provides box scores, match, team, and player stats, video highlights, and game recaps of all of the action around the country. And your score line here is UNC 1, William and Mary 0. The Tar Heels come in as the number 1 team in the country, 4 wins, only 1 loss to UCLA, who at the time was number 1. Colton Storm, I tell you, Storm's the kind of player, even when he misreads it, he's such a great athlete, he'll come back and win it back, and he's got it to Craven. Craven has Lovejoy in front of him. He'll drop it back to Honus. Honus recovers to Robbie George. Now it's Campbell. Campbell, left side. October will drop it to Engel. Engel's the goal scorer. Play to October. October trying to get to it. Not quite there. It'll be a goal kick for the Tribe.
I'll tell you, watching that, initially, again, the first start for October and the partnership that he's trying to develop with Engel, and that looks like really promising there, those two there. Usually the partnerships aren't the left back and the left wing, but the way that UNC plays and the way that October plays, that suits it very well. What it also does, though, and one of the things that I think UNC has to watch, it does open up space for counterattacks. And if they get dispossessed in the wrong spot as October's getting forward, that's the space for William & Mary to try to go into.
Played long. October keeps it in bounds. One back by the Tribe and goes out of bounds. In the first 5 matches of this season, the Tribe has shown it's not afraid to wait until the last 45 minutes of the match to get its offensive going, as they've scored 6 of their 8 matches. 6 of their 8 goals, rather, in the second half. So certainly do not sleep on the Tribe. A lot of soccer left here, Keith.
No, what you're saying about it, let's see what happens here, but you're saying about, don't sleep on the Tribe. The truth of the matter is all the best teams are great second-half teams because most games you ever play are in the balance at halftime anyways.
Colton Storm looking for options. Boy, that's a pretty good ball to Engel. At first I thought he mishit it, trying to get it to October, but I think he was trying to find Engel. October dancing around a little bit too much at the moment.
The one thing with October as well, the most he's played since before his injury has been about 60-some minutes the other day against Pitt. So whether he he's trying to gain that match fitness as well. And UNC has very good players in Nick Williams to come in if they need to as well in the left back where he played before.
Wonderful crowd here. I think the rain's going to hold off, Keith.
It looks that way.
Holness trying to make it 2-0. Running into space there was Lovejoy. It's got to be nice for the midfielders to look up and see not just Engel this year, but Lovejoy and Craven as well.
I'll tell you what. I mean, what a difference! And we've seen those guys play over the years. And Craven at first with College of Charleston, where he was the Southern Conference Freshman of the Year there, and he transferred to UNC. And last year, of course, both. I mean, it's one thing to get one guy knocked down, and then you had both of them out in the same year. Quite a hit to the attack.
West back to Tiemann. He's got Luster if he needs him, and he'll use Luster. Showing quickly for William and Mary, Jeff Bombell. And Bombell back to West. High pressure here from the Tar Heels on the road. Robbie George nicks it. Holness. Like the idea there from Holness. If he finds Craven, he's on. William and Mary try to counter. Campbell gets stuck in. One back by Olafson. Olafson now to Craven. Craven's got Engel. He'll look up for blue jerseys. Craven makes a run to the left. Holness is in front of him. They'll square it here neatly now to Olafson. Olafson wanted to switch it all the way over to Storm.
No, he did, but Albison did a good job backtracking and winning that ball. And now you see what you got Jackson Eskay up top chasing the ball here defensively for William and Mary. And just a little while ago, he came really deep to get the ball. And it's one of the things, Jackson, he's a player, the more he touches it, the better he and his team can be, and he hadn't been getting it up top.
October. Engel with the cross. Not able to get it by Bennett Jones, who comes in with a 1.3 goals against average. He's already given up one here. We'll show you that at halftime as well. Still some question on whether Engel was onside after the corner kick from Holness. Deflected around, and Engel was standing right there and put it away easy.
Yeah, he put it in. It was just him and the keeper, and a lot of frozen defenders there actually as that ball came down. And whether it was offside or not, it obviously counts as a goal. And Chris Norris is going to have to sort out what they did surrounding that ball anyways, because the defenders kind of froze.
Far side here to Elbiston. Plays it in. It'll be dropped here to Bombell. Bombell was thinking about sending one, but it'll go too long. We can tell you now that today's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Tribe Club, William & Mary's athletic fundraising team. The Tribe's athletics department receives no state funding, and the Tribe Club provides crucial resources to all of the college's 23 varsity sports. The Tribe Club is essential for excellence, and if you're interested in contributing to the future success of Tribe student athletes, please visit tribeclub.com for more information on how you can make a difference. And you got to feel the Tribe Club partly responsible for this great crowd here tonight.
Yeah, they actually do great work, and part of all that is Al offside. There's the offside flag. Okay, as Al Albert who we'll have later, so involved with all that, and we see the replay coming in here. This long cross that he did not give. I'm going to assume that was a long cross as opposed to a high shot, but it was one or the other. Number 4, Michael Tiemann, a senior from Liverpool.
Saturday night, we were in Louisville with nearly 4,000, that beautiful stadium, to see Louisville knock off Duke 5-0. Keith Tabasic was out in Seattle as Seattle, a program on the rise, though, faced Ray Reid and UConn. Here comes William and Mary trying to tell it. Tell us about the UConn game.
Yeah, well, it was interesting because it was 3-1 to UConn, the final score. But quite honestly, if you just clipped out the goals, 20 seconds before each goal, you would have never thought that scoreline. It was actually, for most of the game, I thought Seattle actually had better of the game and a little more possession. But UConn was good, and don't get me wrong, they were good, but they were clinical in their finishing.
SK saw Moore off his line, and sneaky there by Jackson SK. Leading goal scorer a year ago, he and his brother from Urbana, Maryland.
Yeah, and I've seen those guys since they were little kids, and what they have is they bring some creativity to the game that you don't see a whole lot, and that's what I really like at them. Some things you got to say they don't do as well, some things as others, but together, Jackson, unbelievable feet. I mean, he has a great touch and can really take you, with his feet. And then Will Eskay, his nickname's Chili, has nicknamed Chili forever, if I happen to say that sometime. But Will Eskay, who's a little more athletic, than Jackson, but also can skin you.
Lovejoy Was able to get to that ball after tremendous effort from Colton Storm as they'll go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in now for the Tar Heels. There's some Tar Heel fans here as well. You see a little bit of Carolina blue mixed in here, the crowd. A little over a 3-hour drive from Chapel Hill. Good crowd. Really nice.
I like that. They want some chances for William and Mary. They want a little more than Jackson trying that long one, although it was an interesting idea. And I think as soon as he was about to hit it, he saw the keeper backing up a little bit. So the thought wasn't on right away, and he mishit it, was trying to pull back. I don't know.
Look at that pressure from George. Leads to another turnover. Holness gets it to George. Back to Engel. Engel's got one. Plays it near the end line. Looks like he was pushed to the ground. Mr. Dima wants nothing to do with it. And a substitution now for the Tar Heels. Checking into the game, Verneri Velima. Look at this replay here.
No, exactly. It was good defending. Just ran him off. With Engel trying to turn the corner, but not quite being able to do it.
Here comes William and Mary looking for the equalizer. Dean Linke along with Keith Tabatsky. You can see Velima is in. Olafson has come out for Carlos Samuano and the Tribe.
It's with 20 minutes left in the first half, with the Tribe still trying to generate some attack right early in the game in the first 5 minutes. So they had a great cross in there and a good chance, and another cross coming in right after that. And other than that, there hasn't been much other than Jackson SK's attempt at that David Beckham type goal.
Throw in for the Tar Heels. William and Mary. SK to his brother. William from Jackson right in front and handled again by Moore.
All right, that's the second time that we've seen Will SK down. The first was right at the beginning of the half, and now again, of course, that's how they need to generate the attack, because this guy can get by them.
Pleased to be joined now by the head coach of the College of William and Mary women's soccer team. 28 years, 20 appearances in the NCAAs, 10 CAA titles, another handful Coach of the Year awards as well, a key man with the NSCAA, and all-around good guy. How about that intro? John Daly we're talking about, and there he is right here. Keith, who's taller between you two guys?
It's pretty obvious right here, isn't it? Sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. Stand up first.
Get off
I'm sorry. There we go. There we go.
Thanks for the intro there, Dean. It's great to be here. Wonderful night here in Williamsburg. A great crowd. The only thing that's wrong is the scoreline. And I know that Chris will be putting everything into the kids to keep it tight and go for it late on in the game.
And do I need to point out that we're on the Albert Daly Field, and it's been that way for a long time. John, that's got to be the ultimate honor. Are you kidding me?
It was. It was very, very overwhelming, to be honest, Dean, when they told us that it was going to happen. As you'll notice, that one end of the field has got long grass. That's Al's end. And one end has got short grass, and that's my end.
It truly is a Mutt and Jeff combo, as Al Albert is super tall, and my main man, John Daly, is a little bit like Keith Tabatsky on the size stature, but not in the coaching pedigree. Of course, John, we were here just the other day. You guys whipped up on Richmond. Very impressed by your team, by the way. I like your squad.
Thank you very much, Dean. We played well. I thought Richmond played very well also, and we got a couple of breaks. We got some defensive errors which helped us out. We've been doing well. We're 4-1-1, and I'm hoping that we can keep things going, keep up the momentum. But very, very happy with the squad. Some good young players and some good experience.
Well, we expect to see you guys do a good run in the end of the year as well, John. All right, I expect nothing less from you. But in terms of expectations, I did miss today the Champions League games. I know you're a big Arsenal fan. Did you catch the score of that by any chance?
I've never liked you, Keith, and I like you even less now. Arsenal got humiliated by Borussia Dortmund, as you well know.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that before the game, didn't you? I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
Little needle here as October's down near the end line. Hang on, Coach Daly, as the Tar Heels looking to get another one. Lovejoy had a piece of it. Let's see if William and Mary can counter. They will. They'll get it out wide. Flesh is there. Flesh started the game. They'll cross it to Eske. Eske mishandled it for a second, but still able to spin on it. And here comes the Tribe down the left side. The Tribe trying to equalize. A little over 16 minutes left here in the first half. They're down 1-0. Tyler Engel with the only goal. And good counter there from William and Mary, but stopped.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, that they've not been able to handle the pressing of UNC. But if they can handle it and break and then keep the momentum going, there, I thought that last ball at Jackson, he could have played that maybe 10, 15 yards in front, and that would have kept the momentum up there. But I feel good that the Tribe's going to find a way through.
Well, I'm sorry. I think you're absolutely right there. And in fact, if you think about it, going into this game, you'll probably have fewer chances than UNC. So when you have those opportunities to play that ball ahead and get in, they have shown that they're dangerous wide.
Yeah, but you're right there. And that last one down the right, when Willie got in there, cross was just a bit too close to the keeper. Those are the kind of things that we've got to cash in on.
John Daly now in his 28th season as the head coach of the William & Mary women's soccer team. As he already told you, they've got 4 wins already. He's been to 20 NCAA appearances and expect to see him there again. Final question, and it's a 2-part question as I ask you to keep an eye on the game as well. First of all, obviously 28 years. Let's see what the Tar Heels do. Into Craven. Craven, he is a handful. Oh, my. And Craven spun it. It got by near post on Jones, and it's 2-0. John Daly, look away.
John, there's going to be a replay here. I don't know if you want to look right now, but I'll tell you, Craven just posting up in there. And we see as the ball gets in, the defender, a team, and he's on him. He's not too bad. There's a little bit of shirt tugging there, actually, as well, but just not sure whether the keeper should get beat on that one there. There's only one place that ball's going to go, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, that's a real shame. The striker did really well there, but he's pulling some shirt, and the referee didn't spot it, but it was a great turn and shot, but you should never be beaten on the near post.
Yeah, because I think because of the defending and he's pushing him that way, it's really about the only place that ball could have gone.
Right.
And that's part of the goalkeeper reading that as well. And really unfortunate. I was just about to say, as we're talking about they're not going to get as many chances. The biggest thing right now would have been to minimally get into halftime at 1 and regroup.
It's 2-0 now, and the Tar Heels really starting to play as well. Valima played quite a bit last year. Jabang has come into the game. And here's a guy who has battled injuries the last couple years and another weapon for the Tar Heels. Jabang looking for Valima. And with that foul, John, final question, 28 years, what makes this place so special? And then with a follow-up, why is NSCA so important to you? I'll ask you to answer them both.
Okay, well, where William and Mary is concerned, this is a wonderful place, great facilities, beautiful campus. Jimmy Laycock's been here for about 500 years, and Peel Hawthorne is now an associate AD, and Cliff Gauthier's been here for 450 years. And, when you come to this place, it's an awful wrench to be taken away from it. I've been a member of the NSCAA now for 30 years, and it's the most wonderful organization for soccer coaches in the world. Just looking at that replay there, you've got to feel that we need to do better there, maybe get some support to the pressuring defender as well as get the goalkeeper blocking that ball on the near post.
And maybe the referee calling the shirt tug.
Yeah, pretty blatant there. But I think his hair got in his eyes. Little bit of humor there to finish.
John never gives a referee a hard time as well. Peter Albright did say, he's like, I love coaching against John Daly, but I am going to hear him talking to the referees just a little bit. Can you believe he said that?
He's full of it.
John, you really are just a good man. I always look forward to seeing you at the convention. Hope to see you in Philadelphia again. Love what you do here at William and Mary, and delighted to be hanging out with you.
Thanks very much, Dean. I appreciate it. Welcome back to the Berg, and hope to see you again soon.
Sounds good.
Good luck, John.
All the best. All the best, Keith.
What a great man. The second half of the Albert Daly Field, John Daly, 28 years, the top man. He's just fantastic, Keith.
John, he's a piece of work, and always have enjoyed John for so many years. Him and Al Albert, legends here, obviously, and we're seeing the UNC bench.
Grant Porter. Keep in mind, Grant Porter won a national championship for the Tar Heels in 2001 when Elmar Bolovich was the head coach. Then he was an assistant when Carlos Samuano won it in 2011. So he's got two.
He's got two there. He's quite a player in his day, and obviously doing a great job as a coach now. I'd be surprised how long it might take him. Not too many more years before he gets a head coaching position.
Yeah, a couple years ago, Jeff Nagalia was named the NSCAA Assistant Coach of the Year. He's now down in Florida, heading up a key youth club down there, as we wish him well, as the Tar Heels welcomed in Jason O'Keefe, coming over from St. Louis. Used to be at Elon before that. Now Jason O'Keefe kind of comes home. Elon just down the road in Burlington.
No, exactly. And Elon, a good program as well. And you look at all these top programs, and the coaching staff is usually full of former outstanding players who have made a name for themselves already in coaching or are obviously well on their way.
Jabang got the yellow card. That was why the Tribe player was injured, and just as quickly as Jabang comes into the game, he's going to go right back out because he's got the yellow. Lovejoy in a foot race with Tiemann, and Tiemann forced to play it out wide. Lovejoy and Tiemann with a little handshake there. Good sportsmanship. 13 and change, 2-0 UNC, and tell you what, Tar Heels, when they start just zipping around on the ground, it's really fun to watch.
Well, that's one of the things, too. We talked about the fact they've had 3 shutouts in a row, but if they start scoring goals on top of that, they will keep in this #1 spot for a while. Now, while we were talking to John Daly, we did have Riley Maw come into the game and up top for William and Mary, and guy we highlighted at the beginning of the game. Hopefully they can get some of those crosses into him. And Jackson SK was up there as a forward guy who really didn't get much into him from William and Mary. A couple crosses where he couldn't get to him, and now Maw's up there. Jackson has dropped into that spot behind the forward where he can roam a lot more freely.
Saw Carlos Samuano and Grant Porter as they brought on Alan Wynn, the freshman from Garland, Texas. He's into the game now as Nyambe Jabang was in there just for a little bit, got the yellow. He's back on the bench. Not sure if we'll see him again with that yellow. Storm with Holness. Holness with the right foot. Try to find Campbell. Campbell gets a jersey full and the whistle for Mr. Dima, and it'll come back now to the Tribe.
And we see this again. As this ball goes in, Campbell just runs through the back of the William & Mary defender, and a good call by Peter Dima. They certainly tried to isolate him on the side there. John Campbell, the center back for North Carolina, coming up for the restarts.
2-0. It's UNC on top of the College of William and Mary here at the Martin Family Stadium and Albert Daly Field. Got the Daly part of the field out of the way. Al Albert will join us in the second half. Now the Associate Athletic Director here at William and Mary. Look forward to spend some time with him. Al Albert coached here 33 years, 1971 to 2003, and in 2012 was given the prestigious NSCAA Honor Award.
Yeah, and Al Albert's done so much. There's Will Eskay coming out of the game right now, and again, Will is at the one of the guys that's had a little bit of a flash for William and Mary. Had gotten around the corner a couple times with some crosses, but William and Mary needs to get that ball to him more. Going in for him, Aaron Baldwin is one of the attacking subs that they use, a redshirt senior from Maryland.
Free kick opportunity for the Tar Heels as the clock continues to run.
This time they play it short. And really, I like teams playing it short a lot, but there was a lot of defenders around there to play it short, and then for Holness to try to dribble in there, and they get stripped there. And that's the type of thing that William and Mary, the chances are going to come off of probably off of counterattacks or restarts, and that was giving away a potential opportunity for that. But, boy, they're struggling to keep a hold of that ball once that UNC pressure comes.
And when the Tar Heels win it, they will ping it around. Velima has stormed to the right. Overlapping run into space. The Tar Heels can cross it. Craven shows right in front. Wynn is there, the freshman, but wasn't able to get a real clean piece of it, and Bennett Jones will handle it, the goalkeeper for the Tribe.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they're a little fortunate there because I thought Wynn almost had an inside track on that. I don't know if he lost sight of the ball as he was coming in, and fortunately for William & Mary, Josh West staying with him as well, making it a little difficult for him.
Robbie George, who plays in the middle of the three for Carlos Samuano's 4-3-3, is doing all kinds of high pressure up top.
Yeah, because he's usually the holding guy there for him a lot, and you're right. It's kind of moved up that it's almost as if they all three of them just go where they need to go, and he's certainly showing a lot of energy, and we're seeing Holness on the ball quite a bit too.
Holness so clean. Here's Velima. Velima making a run. He's got Wynn to his right. He'll drop it to Wynn. Wynn will spin out of there. Now Tiemann will clean it up. Let's see if the Tribe can get one back here in the final 10 minutes. It's the Tar Heels 2, William & Mary 0, as you're watching on NSCAA TV and also in the Williamsburg area on HRSN.
And that's just that's a bad giveaway. He's really not under pressure. He's got a couple players open in front of him. He had Albison wide open straight in front of him, and that's the type of thing. They can't give away balls like that because that was a time without pressure giving the ball away.
HRSN covering all of Hampton Roads, and delighted to be sharing the window here with them in Williamsburg, Virginia, home to William & Mary, where it's the Tribe 0 and the Tar Heels 2. Here's Wynn. West can't get it by Holness. I really like the Jamaican. He's going to represent the full side for Jamaica again. He's already done it once against Canada. Tough turn for Lovejoy.
Yeah, but I agree. Holness has probably been a player that he's been all over the place, and probably has been on the ball the most and breaking up so many of the William & Mary attempts at getting the ball out of the back.
Into the game now, number 27, Nick Williams. He's come on for David October. Williams, a left back, as Carlos Samuano says, he knows exactly what he's going to get from him.
There he is.
Very
He's just
steady.
Steady, good in the air. And he had 12 starts as a freshman a year ago, and he had a couple starts this year. And, he was almost going to start. A part of it was trying to tell whether October was ready. And as we said, he hasn't played a full 90 in quite a while. Came into the preseason, October that is, with a bit of a hamstring injury, and is just kind of getting off it. This was the third game he's played in his first start. All right, here's one of the issues. William & Mary is really deep, almost by their own 18, and because of the pressure they've been getting when they tried to work it out, they've just played it a long ball from there, and they fortunately won this second or probably third ball, you could call it.
The Tribe will go too long. It's 2-0. If you're just tuning in, early on, Tyler Engel able to score a goal, and we were trying to decide whether there's offside or not. At halftime, we'll take a look at it. As tweeting us was Nicholas Bransky to ask the question, was it flicked on by UNC or W&M? No offside, obviously, if a defensive header set Engel in. That's what we need to keep an eye on.
It's a great question because when it happened, it was hard to tell whether Craven had hit the ball or the defender, and certainly if that came off the defender, that would be the reason.
Here comes West. West can shoot off of OC, who steps up. And Boyd Oquano, the leader in the back, along with Campbell, to go off of him. Corner kick for the Tribe.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is what the Tribe needs. If they could get a goal back before the half, just under 6 minutes here. Now, corner kick, Jackson SK coming off the field, and Jack Monteville coming in. He's a big guy, 6'4", off the bench here. Perfect time for him in on the corner kick.
So Montebello is in. Corner kick for the Tribe. Tar Heels not done going to their bench either. Zach Wright, another freshman from Texas, as the Tar Heels over the years have recruited Texas very well. And of course, OC from Oklahoma. Williams. Craven has stayed in the game. So has Lovejoy. The seniors, think about it, a lot of key seniors. The goalkeeper is a senior. OC's a senior. Lovejoy and Craven seniors. And that usually is a formula for a team that can make a deep run.
It really is. And actually, I think I read somewhere where they may have the most experience of any team in the country in terms of starts on the, the amount of starts that players have had on the field. And it shows, like you said, when you have that sort of experience in there, you get through season, you get through difficult games, and we see the subs, as you said. Wright is in, Craven is out after scoring the second goal of the game, and Zach Wright, who was with the Sporting KC Academy.
Craven 6 goals and 5 assists in 2012, the transfer from College of Charleston and Ralph Lundy. Valima, it'll go out of bounds. Of course, transfers a key role for pretty much every Division I team in men's soccer, Keith.
No, it is, and it's funny because you do look around, you see a lot of the top clubs that have a lot of their key players that have been good players at other places, and then come in and make a difference. Boy, how nice is it to have a transfer that's already had a year or two of experience rather than starting it off with the freshman.
Tar Heels switch it left side to Williams. Williams looking to Win. Win had George in front of him. Win will take a shot. And it sails over the crossbar. The freshman looking to score. George made a run in front of him that kind of cleared a space for him to take that shot, but just not on frame.
Yeah, exactly. And, cutting just a ball inside slightly into his right foot and getting a good look at goal, putting that on. And, I like this kid, actually. I have another look at this. It's just he's touched in there. No one can step up to him, and, obviously, doesn't get it on target, but a good idea. And I like him a lot. I think he's a creative player. Scored a very nice goal against Pittsburgh, his first goal of his career. We'll hear about him quite a bit. And you look when they graduate, a couple of these seniors, Craven and Lovejoy, that he'll step into a very big role for the Tar Heels. So 3 minutes left, Dean, and William & Mary desperately needs to try to get a goal, at least get a few shots and get some confidence back into themselves. And it's just doing, they seem like they play these balls at semi-unforced errors up there.
All of the subs bringing really great pace for Carlos Samuano, which you like to see because with a 2-0 lead, you got subs out there. They're looking to get one of their own, and this will go off of William & Mary. It'll be a corner kick for the Tar Heels, which is doubly good for the Tar Heels because it can kill the clock and give them an opportunity to make this one 3-0 on the road.
Yeah, exactly. No one's hustling over to that corner for the ball right now, and Holness will take this, and we'll see they've been dangerous in there, but one of the things I like with Tar Heels, too, they put 2 out to the ball every time. That's pulled 2 William & Mary players out, leaving a bit more space inside for the Tar Heels to attack and see if they can take advantage of it. Just under 2 minutes left.
Omar Holness handling the corners today for Carlos Samuano. Deflected in front. Back across to Win. Win again was fading back. Doesn't matter. It'll go off the tribe, and Holness will have another opportunity. Valima's showing over there with him.
And we see this again. And this actually highlights something with William & Mary. All their players are watching the ball so much that they're not seeing where some of the free players for UNC end up.
Back to live action. Holness punched out of there by Jones. Let's see if the tribe can get going. Albiston, number 10, had it for a moment, then lost it. One back here by the tribe. Riley Mall, number 7. He squares it. Zachary Montabell can't quite run it down. He scored a goal already this year, Montabell, and it'll come all the way back to Tiemann. Exactly 60 seconds left here. Tiemann will use Jones. High pressure coming from Zach Wright. You bring these freshmen off the bench on a senior-laden team, they're going to give you energy because they want to show Carlos Samuano they belong.
Well, absolutely, and the thing about it is that we've said this a number of times over the course of games. Let's just see where this ball goes. That it takes depth to win, not only within a game but to win in a season. And some of these teams have so much. We've seen University of Maryland, some of their best years of you might almost say that they might not have been the best team, but they had so much depth that over the course of a whole season they were able to survive injuries and everything like that.
And we count it down here. Last year, William and Mary went into Chapel Hill and beat the Tar Heels by a score of 1-0. This year, UNC comes in as the #1 team, and they look like it. After 45 minutes, it's North Carolina 2, William and Mary 0.
Yeah, well, they're definitely very comfortable with that bullseye in their back, being the #1. And, other than the very beginning of the game with a couple of attacks by William and Mary, it's been complete control by the North Carolina team.
Dean Linke along with Keith DeBatsnake, and we're going to be joined now by Carlos Samuano, the fine head coach of the Tar Heels. Come in as #1 team in the country, Carlos Samuano. And Carlos, you're looking like the #1 team. That's a pretty good first 45 minutes.
I don't know what the #1 team looks like right now, but we got a lot to work on. Obviously, we made 2 plays, which is great, and we got the goals, but otherwise there's a little bit of sloppy play there.
Well, listen, Carlos, you started David October. It's the first time that he's been healthy enough to start. Were you happy with the way? Is that what you're trying to see out of your left back?
Yeah, I mean, we brought him off halfway through, trying to manage his minutes for fitness-wise since he is just getting into the mix. So, but he does a nice job, and Nick Williams came on and did a great job too.
2-0 at halftime. Good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
Thank you.
Carlos Samuano, the head coach for the UNC Tar Heels. He always plays it close to the vest right there, even up 2-0.
No, exactly, he does, but he's happy with being up 2-0 no matter what.
We're going to take a break here. Good crowd at William & Mary. It's 2-0 Tar Heels on NSCAA TV.
You had the tools when you got here. You've honed them with the help of an unparalleled group of educators. And you face the world with the most versatile implement of all. A liberal arts education from the finest school in this country.
You watch the match live. You road trip to the away games. You rise and fall with every run. Above all, you live your love of the game. Whatever you do, get there with Continental Tires and improve your grip with extreme contact traction.
Continental Tire, for what you do.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
Halftime here at William & Mary. William & Mary in North Carolina. Time now to take a look at the Disney Soccer NSCAA Player of the Week. Another goalkeeper, Wade Hamilton, coming up big for Cal Poly.
Yeah, he's coming up big, and that big was his play in a tie versus UCLA, and it's Wade Hamilton, junior goalkeeper from Murrieta, California, playing for Cal Poly. Congratulations, Wade Hamilton, Disney Soccer Player of the Week.
Take a look now at the NSCAA Continental Tire Top 10. The new number 1 is the North Carolina Tar Heels, and they're here at William & Mary.
Yeah, that's because of 3 straight wins, 3 straight shutouts for North Carolina. They've been there before. They'll be able to handle that. UCLA goes to number 2 after 2 ties, actually, in a row, and UCLA will end up going to Santa Barbara on this week.
Saturday night we'll be there, Keith. I can't wait for that. Creighton, it's at number 3.
Yeah, Creighton with a tie with Tulsa drops to number 3. See New Mexico, Notre Dame, Cal Irvine drew at Georgia. Big point for them there, and they moved to number 6. UVA, a big jump from the 15th spot to number 7. University of Washington, they defeated UConn, defeated UPenn, and then we see Louisville, of course, Penn State with the opening Big Ten win.
Over Indiana, Smiling, Bob Warming, Ken Lola coming up big. Your top 10 presented by Continental Tire, innovative technology, driving confidence. Find out more at continentaltire.com. Speaking of more, we've got a lot of games coming up right here on NSCAA TV. On Thursday night, Mark Krikorian's Florida State women will be in Storrs, Connecticut to take on UConn, and you said it best, UCSB, UCLA on Saturday night. I'm looking forward to this one. Saturday, September 27th, High Point and UNC Asheville.
Yeah, we had a tremendous game at High Point when we were there before, and I expect nothing but the same when we go down there.
We come back, we'll show you highlights and more from William and Mary. It's halftime. William and Mary, UNC on NSCAA TV.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Buckeye. I am a senior on the field hockey team and a member of Tribe Club Executive Board. The Tribe Club is a division of the athletic department that's responsible for fundraising and make all sports teams possible here. William and Mary Athletics is not funded by the state. Whether it is scholarships, money for books, traveling to games, equipment, meals when we're on the road or team activities, all of that is funded by the Tribe Club and would not be possible without them.
You watch the match live. You road trip to the away games. You rise and fall with every run. Above all, you live your love of the game. Whatever you do, get there with Continental Tires and improve your grip with extreme contact traction.
Continental Tire, for what you do.
I had a coach named Ziggy Schmidt. He got a hold of me at 18 years old. It was great for me because, you know, he was strict on us, he was strong with us, but he was very fair. I have to make time for the things I want to do. I want to get better at my sport. I have to take some time, set time aside and do that. Really taught me about the game in general, the tactics, how to watch a game, how to see a game. A lot of the lessons I learned from Ziggy I kept with me throughout my whole career. And it was good because I always wonder what my path would have been like if I had a different coach.
See what you're made of.
You ever coached under 12s before?
Can't say I have.
You're not a team. You don't deserve to be a team.
Sorry, I showed you that. It's not just about football. It's about dreams.
The Tribe faithful trying to get the Tribe going, but at halftime it's been the number 1 team in the country, North Carolina, with both the goals. They lead it 2-0. Dean Linke back with Keith Tabatsnik. We're going to show you the highlights in just a minute. Before we do, we have told you about the great history here with William and Mary, especially their soccer team, Al Albert, John Daly, and now Chris Norris. Let's take a look, Tribe style.
When you think about William & Mary Soccer, you immediately think of the tremendous tradition that has been established by John Daly and Al Albert, two luminaries of the college game. While John continues to build on his remarkable resume, he has guided the Tribe to 20 NCAA tournament appearances, an NCAA record of consecutive winning seasons, won 10 CAA championships, and garnered 7 Regional Coach of the Year awards. In addition, he's guided 31 players to All-America honors, including 2 National Players of the Year in Megan McCarthy and 4-time All-American Natalie Neaton. Al left the sidelines of William & Mary Soccer as one of the most accomplished coaches in Division I history. His 401 wins ranks him 8th all-time in NCAA Division I. He guided the Tribe to 29 consecutive winning seasons, the 4th longest streak in NCAA Division I history. He took the team to 12 NCAA tournaments, won 6 Colonial Athletic Association championships, and was named the Regional Coach of the Year 4 times. In addition, he had numerous players drafted into MLS, including Aiden Brown, Wade Barrett, and Steve Jolly, who all went on to have terrific professional careers. And he probably takes a little bit more credit than he deserves for influencing the career of our most famous alum, John Stewart. I had the great privilege to have played for Al, to have worked with him as an assistant coach, and to have succeeded him as the head coach at William & Mary. My goal in taking over the program was to stand on the shoulder of a giant and to continue the tremendous tradition that we've established with William & Mary Soccer. I believe that we have the support, the resources, and that we create a soccer environment that enables us to not only build on the great traditions of winning conference championships and participating in NCAA tournaments, but to hopefully someday compete for an NCAA championship and to participate in Final Fours on a consistent basis. But the greatest thing about our program is that we do it while adhering to the ideal of the student athlete. When you come to William & Mary and you're part of the William & Mary Soccer family, you have an opportunity to get a tremendous education in addition to a great soccer experience. One of our greatest resources is Albert Daly Field at Martin Family Stadium. Our student athletes treasure the opportunity every time to represent the Tribe at this world-class facility. It truly is a monument to the tremendous support that we receive from the William & Mary athletic family. John and Al have not only left a remarkable legacy here at William & Mary, but have also been tremendous servants to the game of soccer on a national scale. We are truly lucky to have them in our Tribe Soccer family.
Pretty nice job there. Narration by Chris Norris, taking a look at the Albert John Daly combination. Great history here. Halftime, Dean Linke along with Keith the Bat Snake. North Carolina on top 2-0. And Keith, as we roll to the highlights, that first goal is in question.
Well, it is a question. I mean, the corner comes in, and we see Craven going up for the ball, and the question is whether or not he touched it or if it came off. And then as you look at that, it's very close to being offside. In the full speed of the game, I thought he was offside. It's very, very close. They thought he was offside as well immediately. And we'll have another look at this, and we see as the ball coming in, you still can't tell if Craven touches the ball. If he touches the ball, then the next question is, was he in an offside position at that time? After that, here's where Craven gets away. Look at him tugging the shirt. So there's 2 times there's a little controversy. No controversy on this. He's tugging the shirt. He's pulling the shirt. All right. Little controversy on the first one, though.
He definitely was pulling the shirt, turned on Tiemann, and then went near post. But then the SK brothers got going.
Yeah, this is Will SK. He's turning the corner, getting it across. This was right early in the game, and Albertson just couldn't get quite a hold of it. Now he's going again to get this ball across in and can't get to the near post as well. And this is where William and Mary are going to get their chances.
William SK and Jackson SK involved in both of those attacks right there. It's North Carolina 2, William and Mary 0. We'll take a break and come back, talk to Chris Norris right here from Williamsburg.
You had the tools when you got here. You've honed them with the help of an unparalleled group of educators. And you face the world with the most versatile implement of all. A liberal arts education from the finest school in this country.
NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways, might have a quick word with.
I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college coaches who are all really passionate about the sport.
It's a learning experience. I think it's invaluable both from a coach standpoint and from an administrative standpoint.
Now is your chance to be part of the most popular soccer camp in North America. Challenger Sports offers a wide range of programs with over 3,000 British Soccer, Tetra Brazil, and Soccer Plus camps for players of all ages and abilities. Join me and Challenger's talented and committed coaches as we help develop new skills, build confidence, and find the magic in your game.
Summer camps are filling up. Register early at challengersports.com and get your free game jersey today.
Welcome back here to Albert Daly Field. The Tar Heels on top by a score of 2-0 over William & Mary. We're joined now by the head coach of the Tribe, Chris Norris. And Chris, both those goals a little bit questionable when you take a look at them, so you can't feel too bad about your team's performance.
No, I mean, to be honest, the team has done a really good job of executing the plan that we put out for them. And, to be fair, I think that we've played quite well overall. Unfortunately, the game is won in the 18s, and we haven't won those moments.
Well, Chris, exactly in the 18s, and a couple times, especially early, there was probably some feeling like, okay, we got this going, we can get some balls in. I mean, is this just going to keep trying to get that ball wide and in? Because we certainly had a little bit of success in that right away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the plan won't change for us. We obviously have to chase the game a little bit, being down 2 at the moment. But I'm happy with our performance so far. I think that what we're doing was working to an extent, and we just have to be a little bit sharper in the final thirds at both ends.
Chris, great host as always. Thank you for having us, and good luck the rest of the season, too.
Thank you so much for coming.
All right, Chris Norris, the fine head coach of William & Mary. Take a look at the stats right there. Boy, look, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's a
wow.
Yeah, I think there we go. Now we got it.
Okay.
That was the way Chris Norris wanted to get that half going. But yeah, the 2 goals, 7-4 in shots, and you say the shots with the Tribes. You can't think of anything difficult for North Carolina. But 4 corner kicks there, a couple there. So overall. I'm not sure the game's going quite as well as Chris felt it was, there, to be quite honest. But at least a positive look at it there and trying to keep his players with a positive approach.
Well, I think it was fair to point out, as you did so well at halftime there, that first goal, wasn't quite sure if it was onside or offside, and then seeing Craven pull the jersey there as well. Nonetheless, though, both of them count, and it's 2-0. The Tar Heels, #1 team in the country, and I agree with you, though, Keith. You take those goals away, and the way the Tar Heels have been pinging the ball around, it has been impressive.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, they've certainly, they deserve to be up. Whether those goals, second goal absolutely shouldn't have counted. It should have been a call there for sure.
Of course, all of the games here on NSCAA TV are presented by Continental Tire. Continental Tire proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Continental Tire NSCAA rankings as well. We thank Travis Roffler and all the good folks at Continental Tire. Storm will center it to Campbell. High pressure from William Eskay. William and Jackson Eskay, brothers playing on the same field together. That's got to be a parent's dream. Back across. How great is that for the Eskays?
Well, it is great. And actually, speaking of the parent of Bo Eskay, is a big soccer name in the state of Maryland with FC Frederick, running that club, and where Will and Jackson, grew up playing for that club, and so a good soccer family overall. Now, Dean, we'll see what William & Mary can do. Obviously, coming out here the first 10 minutes to see if they can create something and, get some shots on target, at least for, for their confidence. But certainly, in terms of have a chance to get back in this game, you got to get that goal early, and the longer it goes, the more you have to chase, and then you open up, and that's a difficult thing to do.
He'll come all the way back to Brendan Moore, who, of course, replaces Scott Goodwin, who had an amazing career at North Carolina. Of course, winning that national championship in 2011, now a member of the Carolina Railhawks. Several Tar Heels on the Railhawks team just down the road. Several Tar Heels in Major League Soccer. Several Tar Heels on coaching benches as well. Great program, University of North Carolina. Here's Storm. He's got Lovejoy behind him. Lovejoy had Robbie George. Robbie George, I've not seen him this active and get this far forward as Olafson and Holness have laid back so George can have some runs.
I think maybe he's sensing it. Maybe he feels he can get a goal in this game, and with the pressure, certainly he's been a big part of that pressure, not allowing William and Mary out. Good defending right there.
Engel, the SMU transfer, he got the first one, played into the big Jamaican Holness. Holness with George showing back to Craven. Headed out of there by Luster, and back again. It'll be a corner kick for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, boy, that was a miss-hit out, almost a shot trying to clear the ball out. As we see this again and again, this was an excellent cross in by Holness, and the William Mary getting to it just in time, and then Michael Team putting that ball out for the corner when he was trying to clear it, and a little bit of panic there. He had a lot more time than he thought.
Corner kick, UNC. They laid it 2-0, looking for more. Boy, this one snuck all the way through, and if anyone got a piece of it, I'm not sure if Bennett Jones was going to be able to do much with it. So much pace, though, it'll come all the way across and out of bounds, throw into the Tribe. Robbie George had Lovejoy in front, dropped to Engel. Tough touch for Engel. Let's see if the Tribe can counter. They've got some numbers. They drop it wide. Here's West. West has shown the ability to push forward as they try to find Albison, but just too strong and no problem for Brendan Moore.
And this is the biggest problem in the attack. When they have gotten into the attack in half with the ball and under a bit of pressure, not a ton of pressure, they've really just given the ball away, and they need to connect in there, get a couple combinations. It's a very well-organized UNC defense, and to get by it, you have some individual brilliance maybe if you get it up there, but you have to get some combination play and keep the ball and make UNC defend in that half of the field.
Jackson SK. Remember, it's Jackson SK who scored the goal in the 73rd minute last September in Chapel Hill, as William and Mary coming out of that game with a 1-0 win over the Tar Heels. Engel at midfield. He's got Craven on his right. Engel will get it. We know Keith Tabatsnik will be there as the 2015 NSCA convention. Registration is open. You can go now to sign up at nsca.com/convention. It'll be January 14th through 18th. Back-to-back years in Philadelphia. It was incredible last year. Expect the same this year, Keith.
Yeah, it will be. And, again, register early. You get to save a little money. And with that money you save, you can go get Pat and Gino steaks, cheese steaks there and everything. But what a great convention last year. Looking forward to going back once again.
Carlos Samuano off the bench. Carlos, you look like a number one team. No, we don't.
So I don't know what it looks like. I'm gonna say, well, it looks like this, basically.
Carlos could be holding the trophy and be saying he's not sure what it looks like. He always plays it close to his best. That's why we love him. There he is, Carlos Samuano. You see the North Carolina bench over there. The assistant coaches, Grant Porter, Jason O'Keefe, Chris Rich, coming over from Virginia Tech, his first season along with Jason O'Keefe. Storm making a run forward. Storm. Boy, look at Luster. Knew exactly where Storm was going. Went with him to the right. It does go off of Luster, though. It'll be a corner kick Tar Heels.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm not sure about that either. I think that might have gone off UNC. We'll have another look at this. And, Luster immediately was putting his hand up saying it went off of them. And it looked like it did go off UNC, didn't it?
It did. Not the right call. Corner kick, UNC. Remember that. Holness with Olafson if he needs him. Coming forward to Storm. He'll dummy it to George. They dial this one up. Boy, I like that play. Red late. And the flag is up as Lovejoy was hoping to score.
Yeah, I tell you what, the flag was up. It's still what a very good save because that save was made not knowing that that the offside was going to be called. We have another look at this. Here's the second range shot. Can't get through all those players, but he still managed to get in. There he was offside. That was actually pretty close too, wasn't it? But what a good save by Bennett Jones.
Keith, great design play though. Storm
Yeah.
making that dummy, leaving it to George, and well read though by the Tribe to step up after the dummy from Storm.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they were able to keep their composure in there, but for UNC, trying something different, they put they did one short corner early in the game, and then everything's been in, and now something different. And try, there's a lot of players in that 18. You try to do anything you can to get them out.
Craven with high pressure on Adam Crenshaw will play it to Luster. Crenshaw, the left back for Chris Norris and the Tribe.
This is the year that William & Mary needs to start keeping possession, and once again, it seems like every time they cross that line and get 10 or 15 yards into their attacking half, the next pass just goes away. Not even close, really. They're just not on the same page there. Maybe they're trying to get in behind so fast and get this back. That's what they need, a little combination.
Played to Albiston. Albiston will square it. Campbell, heavy touch. Eskay can't get to it. Closing in there was Flesh. But now Engel with the Tar Heels up by a score of 2-0. They come into this game with a 4-1-0 record. They beat Cal 3-1, then lost to UCLA, bounced back with 2 1-0 wins over Old Dominion and VCU, pretty good teams, and then beat Pittsburgh 3-0. Of course, William & Mary also beat Pittsburgh by a score of 4-0. Here's Storm. Maul and Albertson getting a couple goals each in that game against Pitt.
And this is what William & Mary is searching for, to get back on the scoreboard. They've been shut out 2 times in a row, and right now 36 minutes left in the second half, still unable to get a goal. And UNC, on the other hand, just adds minutes and minutes onto the amount of time it's been since they have let in a goal. Looking for their 4th shutout in a row.
Throw in for Colton Storm. Of course, the Tar Heels also have Skylar Bolt on the baseball team, 2 of the best names in college sports. Snap by Campbell. No problem for Jones. I want to thank Apparent Gravity, George Krieger, Brian Krieger, and the whole gang here for bringing you the sights and sounds from William & Mary. It's 2-0 Tar Heels on top of the Tribe.
And they just keep getting frustrated up top there. Albertson, every run he makes doesn't seem to be where the ball is going to, and they got to get on the same page. I think they're looking to try to get behind too quickly, behind the UNC defense, and need to start playing some balls to feet. One of those players up top check back and try to bring some of the midfielders in.
Youth clubs and players want to be noticed by the top college programs, and the NSCAA can help through its partnership with elite tournaments. The NSCAA College Showcase connects you with college coaches so you can show off your talents. Clubs, players, and college coaches can find more information at nscaa.com/events. The Tar Heels come in showcased as the #1 team in the country, and they lead the Tribe by a score of 2-0. Played up top to Craven. Craven has George behind him if he needs it. He's got Lovejoy on the left. Craven trying to find a blue jersey. Should have given it up. Either way, Lovejoy or George made the run. Holness will get it back anyway. Here's Storm. Tar Heels not done. Craven was calling for it. Deflected there by the Tribe.
Yeah, no, again, they're trying to get through. They want this 3rd goal to take a lot of the pressure off, and UNC is really going to keep going at it and try to show whether #1. Now, I think the way Carlos is up 2-0. I don't think he would be totally pleased with everything, in the game. And, he's not just looking at this game, but, looking down the road and what they need to do. And they've played well. He's looking at that deep shot there. He's looking for a little bit more to click. And, things like that, you get a shot, just not dangerous. And they think, you don't have the feeling in the final third yet that a ton of danger is coming from, despite the fact that they've deserved to be where they are in this game. But number 1 in the country, number 2 in the country, UCLA. Maybe we should put them on the air, Dean.
There
what
you
do
go.
Think? Maybe this Saturday? So UCLA at Santa Barbara this Saturday night.
That'll be so much fun. Tim Vom Steeg, Jorge Salcedo, 2 of the good guys as well. And super passionate about both their programs. Looking forward to that. Thursday, we've got UConn and Florida State from Storrs, Connecticut. Women's soccer, as UConn on the women's side trying to and doing a good job staying with Ray Reid on the men's side. Look forward to that game against Mark Krikorian and Florida State. Holness will leave it. Jordan McCrary, he would have been an outside back at the left side and suffered an ACL injury before they even got into preseason camp, and that's been a tough loss because you think about you add McCrary to the lot here and the Tar Heels. Wow.
Yeah, you do actually. And you add McCrary in there, you wonder, where you would see October, who's obviously a good player, and once he gets, fully match fit, I'm sure that he'll be starting and playing 90 minutes at left back for UNC. But again, these teams are where they are because they're good players, but because they have a lot of good players on their roster as well. They go deep.
Yeah, Williams has stayed into the game at that left back position as October went out in the first half. Williams comes out to start the second half and has been there. See Carlos Samuano directing traffic for the UNC Tar Heels. It'll roll out of bounds.
It's actually little things like that even though you're up 2-0, that Samuano is upset about. You just throw that, you get that throw and you put it right out of bounds. And it's amazing how often throw-ins are given away. And one of the more frustrating things that there is. One of the things with William and Mary, Dean, is that they need to commit more people once that ball is going up into the attacking half. And, when you get the ball up there, you got to, if you're not going to win that first ball, they're putting it in the air. Obviously, it's the second ball that determines possession. And, that last time, there was only 1 or 2 people in the attacking half of the field.
George comes forward to win it again. He'll drop it to Engel. George has looked extremely impressive, doing so much work. Top of the 18, Craven on the turn. And the Tar Heels put together 5-6 solid passes, led by Robbie George, though, on the turnover.
Yeah, have another look at this, too, the end part. And look at one of Craven's skills there. On that half turn, getting the shot, he was a bit off balance. And, of course, this time he didn't have the ability to pull the shirt to get open a little bit more, but getting that half shot, half turn.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Tribe Club, William and Mary's athletic fundraising team. The Tribe's athletic department receives no state funding, and the Tribe Club provides crucial resources to all of the college's 23 varsity sports. As a foul there against Robbie George, he has played so well. The Tribe Club is essential for excellence, and if you're interested in contributing to the future success of Tribe student athletes, please visit tribeclub.com for more information on how you can make a difference. And speaking of Tribe Club, in just a few minutes we'll have the Chief. Al Albert's going to join us in the booth here in just a little bit, Associate Athletic Director. All he did was coach 33 successful years at William and Mary. Here comes the Tribe, trying to get one back against the Tar Heels. They go left side, find Albison. Albison will cross it back, as making that run was Jeff Bombell. A little better right now from William and Mary.
Yeah, and this is what they need. They need to get a period of 5 or 10 minutes at least where they're feeling like they're going to keep getting that ball in that half and something come off it. They got to go for it a little bit. They got to commit some numbers.
Here comes Engel. Engel to Craven. Craven inside the 18. Lovejoy's also there. It'll go off of Lovejoy. Bicycle kick and handled by Jones. And there's the 3 front runners now for UNC having some fun.
Well, we talked to him about at the beginning of the game, and you see Craven putting this ball in. We haven't said Lovejoy's name a whole lot. He was trying to get into the highlight film right there and didn't quite get a hold of it, but like the effort. It's a tough 3 up top, and even a tough one that comes off the bench for them, and Alan Wynn as well. I think he's going to have a fantastic college career.
The Tribe can't get it by OC. Deflected. It'll fall to Crenshaw. Crenshaw back with his left foot. Off his line that time was the goalkeeper, Brendan Moore. And William and Mary, I tell you, if they put one in here, Keith, we got a whole different game.
Oh, we definitely will. And that was Ryan Flesh almost getting on the end of it.
All right, we're now pleased to be joined by Al Albert, the Associate Athletic Director and 33-year head coach at William & Mary. And, of course, as you see him right there, wait, look at Keith. I didn't know you were that tall, Keith.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen
Al.
Wave
Look
to
at the
that.
Tribe
There we go.
fan.
Right.
Why we're ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Can I borrow it?
Of course, it's called Albert Daly Field, 33 years, now the Associate Athletic Director. Obviously a special place for you, Al.
Oh, yeah, it's great to come here and watch a game like this. Obviously, I'd like us to be in a little bit better situation than we're in right now, but just a great event for the college and for soccer in this area.
Keith, he might have just thrown the microphone down if Craven scored right there.
And
So we got some subs coming in.
Here comes a sub that grew up in Williamsburg and played in our local soccer club, Virginia Legacy Soccer Club, and Alfonso Speed,
Yep,
Lafayette High School.
Redshirt freshman, Lafayette High School, as you said, Williamsburg, and Wynn also coming in for Engel, and certainly a great soccer community around here as well, as we're joined by Al Albert, Associate Athletic Director. Talk about what it's been like to be a part of this program for so long, both on the men's side and the women's side with John Daly.
Well, you know, we were here when soccer really got going in this area, and our first field was over there behind the goal to your left, and it was really just a field that we put some chalk on and played on, and now, you know, we have this here, so it's really kind of a cycle of soccer progression in this country right here in Williamsburg. And, you know, it's fantastic just when you see what the players come in with and then what they get here. It's just great for the game of soccer in the United States.
Well, I think one of the great things you're talking about, the facilities in the field, because that place you pointed to, you know, right behind there, I think I might have played on it, was at American back in the, you know, I won't say the dates, but
so.
back there. And then, of course, saw where you moved into the field with the turf field and now to here. And in reality, and you know this being around college sports, is that facilities, it's almost the arms race of college sports nowadays.
Oh, absolutely.
Too.
I mean, we felt like we had to create a facility that no one would would say, I don't want to play on that field, which happened to us with Bushfield. We had great crowds there, but people didn't want to play on the AstroTurf surface. And this we'd like to have this on campus, but it's a little tight over there, and it's just great to have this opportunity here at this site.
Talking with Al Albert, the Associate Athletic Director here at William & Mary, 33-year head coach as well, 1971 to 2003, played here as well in the 60s. If you come here, you do not leave, as we've seen with multiple coaches. Here's a shot. Not on frame. And, of course, 2012, the NSCA Honor Award. What did that mean to you, Al?
That was wonderful. I mean, I got involved in the NSCA, as Keith did. We were young coaches and going to the convention, taking courses, having our players get honors. The NSCAA has meant an unbelievable amount to the growth of the game in this country. Still does, always looking for new initiatives. And, I watched a lot of people get that honor award, and it was amazing it's like an out-of-body experience to be up there getting it yourself.
Win on the turn, trying to make it 3-0. And they play it too long, looking to find Chris Albison making the run. Of course, you're involved with the foundation as well for the NSCAA.
Yes, we've started a foundation. We really rejuvenated a few years ago. We're about halfway to $1 million endowment, our first million, hopefully. And our goal is to improve the level of coaching at all levels in this country, but particularly in disadvantaged communities. I think the World Cup caught everybody's imagination even more than it did in previous years, and it became obvious, we got to get a lot of the best athletes in our country at least trying to play soccer, and somebody's got to coach those kids in the inner city and rural areas. And so our foundation is really concentrating on providing coaches that work with those kind of kids the opportunity to improve.
Well, we love to see that because, I mean, how many years, Al, have we talked about the fact that we need to get to those types of kids,
right,
in this country, but really you haven't had the action plans, or the financial support to do it. So that's great. Speaking of coaches, what's it like, to have a former player take over for you?
Well, it's very reassuring to know that, when you put in that kind of time, that, someone who played here and was an assistant here and cares as much about the program as I do has taken over. So, and continuity means a lot in many ways in college athletics, and to have him here is wonderful for our program.
I think
He's doing a great job.
When you look at, he's been here 23 years. I mean, these guys weren't even born when he was first here. So I think that's fantastic. What about your biggest memory, as a coach? Was it that day at Georgetown in 1994?
When you scored 4 goals in the first half on 8 shots, it was a clinic. It was a clinic.
Yeah.
And we had All-American Paul Grafer in goal, and went on to play professionally and was coaching professionally. It wasn't that we laid down. It was quite a performance.
You had a great team there, actually.
Al Albert, as we're here at Albert Daly Field, at the College of William and Mary. Al, always a pleasure. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for having us here on NSCA TV.
Come back, please. This is great.
We will. Thanks, Al. Great to have a real legend here.
Yeah, indeed. John Daly comes in at 5 foot, and Al Albert walks out at 7 feet. So delighted to be with both of them here as UNC leading William & Mary by a score of 2-0.
But I tell you, Dean, it's hard to think of too many things that are better than that. To spend your whole career here, as a coach, and then be able to hand the torch, to one of your former players, and I think that's just fantastic, and a great statement to Al as well. And staying here and making a big difference, not just in William & Mary soccer community, but in the country.
Jonathan Campbell tracking back to win that one on the spin. Boy, OC gets a lot of the headlines, but Jonathan Campbell, pretty steady center back as well for the Tar Heels, as he helped win this one out of the back. Here is Wynn. Played over to Williams. Williams just keeps it simple. Drop to Robbie George. Robbie George motor never stops. Here's Colton Storm, the right back. Storm. You saw Storm trying to play that to another sub coming into the game, number 26, Mark Sanal. And Sanal is a sophomore from Greensboro, same place where Campbell's from.
It's interesting, Sanal, he had a number of weeks in 2012 training with the Costa Rican national team, so not a bad way to spend your summer.
Storm showing a little extra pace just to protect it, as we've got 21 minutes left. Carlos Samuano hidden in the bench area now with his team. For the Tar Heels, they're up 2-0.
Up 2-0, Dean. William & Mary, though, as we've been talking with Al Albert, has had a lot more of at least a presence, I guess is the best way to say it. They're not generating stuff off it, but at least they're getting into this half, keeping balls in here a little bit longer. But in this half, it hasn't really been much second range shot. That's it. They need something for that crowd to get going. And certainly if they're 20 minutes left here, if they're able to grab a goal, then like you said, the game's on and everything changes. And, this is also why you play these games. It's going to be a tough game. We got our player that we highlighted in the beginning of the game, Riley Maw, coming in, and he's going to try to get this crowd going, get a goal. He's got 3 goals on the year, 1 assist. Last year, 1 goal in the entire season coming off the bench, already 3 goals. And, again, this is one of the issues, Chris Norris. They need to find some go-to guys up there.
The Tribe play it out of the back. They need to get one back with the left foot. Storm will head it to OC. OC's got Campbell. Campbell's got Williams. Foot race there from SK.
It was a rear, I say poor pass, not a sharp pass by OC, which put Campbell under a bit of pressure. And it's a square ball, and even when you got a bit of space, that's a difficult, a potentially dangerous pass to play.
Holness. Omar Holness, Robbie George, so efficient in the middle of the park. They both do the defensive work. So now we'll drop it to Storm. Storm, he's the right back, all over the field. He'll tuck in. Storm, one more tuck. And he is fouled. Looked like Mr. Dima was given the advantage first, but it'll be a free kick opportunity now for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, Dean, it's exactly what Peter Dima was doing. Have another look at this, and as he's going in, he gets fouled right there, and this is where he's trying to play on. You can see the shirt being tugged. Actually, it's tugged on both ends there, possibly as well. But needless to say, a good opportunity for North Carolina. They've been trying to get this third goal, which effectively put the game out of reach. The way that things are going, William & Mary having a pretty decent little spell there, but without getting anything on target. It's a lot of respect right now. You got 5 people in the wall for a ball that's this deep.
Holness can crack it. George is also over the ball, as well as Olafson. That is the 3 players that represent the midfield for Carlos Samuano. George got the whistle. He'll drop it to Olafson. George will just pop it over. Too strong to go out of bounds. Too strong for Sanal.
Yeah, you can see kind of what they were trying to do, where they had the setup and 5 guys in the wall. It certainly looks like it's going to be a shot, and they were hoping with this little touch here that would pull the defense out and have this look at it. And you see in the back the players in the back, and they're hoping nothing happened there, though. And one of the problems that whole time that was happening, no movement from the UNC players waiting for that cross.
2-0 UNC. Dancing with it now is Zach Wright, number 29. George to Olafson. Now they'll switch it to Williams. They started with October. Williams came on in the first half, and he stayed on at left back.
Yeah, and it's one of the things with October, he's coming back from a hamstring injury, and sometimes once you've come out of a game, and it tightens up, you may not see him in, again, and I think that's probably what's going through UNC's coaching staff's mind there. And as they said, they're trying to manage his minutes as they bring him back, but I liked him. I like the way he got forward. I think there's a lot in him, and I think he's going to find his way into this lineup.
I want to thank Mark Kimmel, the SID for the Tar Heels, Andrew Phillips, the fine SID for William & Mary, for supplying all the goods, making the coaches accessible, and helping feed the information as we bring you the number 1 team in the country, North Carolina, and William & Mary here on NSCAA TV. Another great schedule put together by Rob Keogh, the Director of College Services for the NSCAA. And that includes Saturday night in Santa Barbara, UCLA, and the Gauchos.
And I say definitely do not miss that one. We were there one time, Dean, was it close to 15,000 fans there. And I think it's the beginning of school for Santa Barbara. The West Coast school started a bit late, so you'll have everyone in, getting ready to go, and always an exciting place to play.
Lovejoy, Valima, Craven, and Engel. $15 minutes left. Free kick for the Tribe.
Now, UNC, Dean, they have Duke coming up this weekend. You just had the game, Duke at Louisville. What a performance Louisville put on in their new stadium, huh?
Well, the facility is world-class, by the way. It's got to be the best college soccer-specific stadium in the country with all the amenities as well, locker rooms, recruiting room, film room, hot and cold bath. William & Mary tried to make the turn, but then they came out in front of a nice crowd and just smoked a really good Duke team, 5-0.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that would be a shock to the system for John Kerr Jr. and his team, and see how they can rebound back. There's no breathers in the ACC, that's for sure.
Under 14 minutes left here in this one. It's 2-0. Tar Heels having some fun with the old Georgetown coach, Keith Tabatsnik. I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you here on NSCAA TV and on HRSN. Engel looking for Lovejoy. Out of bounds, throw in for the Tar Heels. They'll take their time.
They'll take their time there, and what's interesting is as William & Mary has tried to chase this game, that they have as of yet to give up any type of open field thing, and the defenders back there with Luster and Tiemann fairly experienced to try to get in good positionings, and I think that's one of the big things. You play a team like UNC with those 3 players up top that are so good, so mobile. Your positioning is everything, and really that's the thing we talked about in the first half as we see Chris Norris. The thing I think Chris Norris, he's going to get Justin Flesch back in. The thing is your positioning on those restarts and things so that balls don't just plop. Whether the guy was offsides or not is not relevant to the fact that he was actually open and they weren't trying to pull him offside.
Think about North Carolina. You got to think about how incredible their defense is. As dating back to the early 2011 campaign when they won it all, UNC has shut out 42 of its last 68 opponents. Now, Brendan Morey had 10 shutouts in 2013, 3 more now, and Scott Goodwin led the nation with a school record 17 shutouts the year after they won the national championship. You just can't score on the Tar Heels.
And that's one of the things. Their record, Dean, when they score first is got to be one of the best there ever was. Here they score here first again. They get the second one, and you got to think as the opposing team, what a mountain you have to climb if you've given up 2 goals against North Carolina. But yeah, they're on their way to their 4th straight shutout, and again, that's what's got them the #1 spot in the country.
Meanwhile, for Carlos Samuano, he's already had 16 All-ACC citations awarded under his watch. And you got to figure OC will make that list and a few other players on this Tar Heel team this year as well. I could vote for 5-6 of them.
They're loaded with talent. And again, you talked about, too, the guys coming off the bench, the talent that they have there as well.
Not to be outdone, though. This William & Mary team has quite a bit of talent. And here's a shot, though, right to the goalkeeper once again, Brendan Moore, the senior from Atlanta, Georgia, part of the Concord Fire program.
I see that coming in again. And, again, it finally, it was a shot on target. And this is something that they have avoided doing. They've had 6 shots, but not really getting on target.
Engel took that pass from Lovejoy. Takes the shot. Valima trying to run it down. Valima will give you all and then some off the bench for Carlos Samuano.
I tell you, Tiemann, the defender for William & Mary, took that shot quite hard as he blocked it. And he's kind of feeling he's actually down on the ground right now as well in the back line for William & Mary.
Meanwhile, that was a really nice run from the freshman William Eske.
Well, he's been a bit of a bright spot, hasn't he, when he's had the ball going forward. And they're going to have to continue to do well and try to find him and generate the attack. Their next game's at Georgetown, and so nothing easy there. Georgetown, who is 2-1-3 right now, and dropped a little bit. They had their first loss of the season to VCU, and then the tie with Cal Irvine. Nothing bad about that, but they dropped to number 13.
Ooh. Moore came out and he got hit right across the chest near the shoulder, just ran into a brick wall.
That's Peter Dima right on top of that one. Have another look at it as this ball goes in, and just look in the box. And absolutely, in fact, he could have been booked for that because you saw him looking at the keeper before he put that elbow in.
Free kick opportunity for the Tar Heels.
And Peter Dima stopping the clock there. Make a statement to North Carolina not to delay the game.
Williams down near the end line. Snapped across. Lovejoy was open, but Craven got to it first. And Craven not on frame. Craven does have a goal in this one. So does Tyler Engel, and that's where we stand, 2-0.
And see this again, and they, get that ball in behind, and this is a really good cross. You see Craven make just a nice little run there. Probably got there just a little bit early trying to flick it. You're right, Lovejoy right behind, hoping that ball could come in.
Jabang will come in now for Lovejoy. Remember, Jabang got a yellow card in the first, so he's going to need to be careful.
Yeah, he was pulled right out after that as well, and it was interesting, that just a little bit of discipline there to say, whatever he did was not liked by the UNC coaching staff and come on out.
Shot back as William and Mary almost getting it by Moore. It'll be a corner kick for the Tribe.
Do win a corner, and the most dangerous thing they've had, have another look at this, and this is Riley Maugh getting on the end of that header. Really nice header. He couldn't quite pull it across goal, but forces the save. William Mary with a chance now.
Corner kick for the Tribe. Snapped out of there by the Tar Heels. It's Maugh who just had that shot. William and Mary looking to pull one back. Back across again, Maugh. Boy, if he could have turned on that one.
If he could have turned, or if he had seen who was coming in behind him, he might have been able to even let it go. He had either option there, but couldn't get a hold of it. But just a short time after coming into the game, he made a little bit of a difference there.
Here's George, and George has been all over the field. He'll take it back. Robbie George again. George, great ball back. Craven into Valima. Valima can make it 3-0. Just misses it far post. And Robbie George started that attack again.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's been all over the place. But then Valima with a really, composed effort here to try to finish. You see the ball comes in. He's got people around him. He has a little look up there. He's going for that far corner. And the keeper is blocked there too. He's not going to have a good look at that shot. I really like that idea. Almost curled that in.
2-0 Tar Heels. The goals coming from Engel and Craven. The work in the midfield from George, Holness, and Olafson. All three of them would get some votes from me for player of the game. And even in the back line, the job that Colton Storm has done making runs. OC steady. Campbell's very good. Williams has settled it down.
And guys coming off the bench, making them better. Warren Marshall just in for UNC as well in this last 6 minutes.
Jabang
overdoing it a little bit there.
Jabang will get another opportunity, and he'll lose it. Throw in for UNC. Jabang will chest it down. Cleared.
5 minutes left, Dean, and just in the last 10 minutes, William Mary has been able to generate a lot more than they had in any other period of the game, with the exception of the first 5 minutes of the game, where they did get around to the corner and got a couple balls in. But again, only one real good shot on goal, two real good shots on goal. Mao with the header, and Flesh with the second range shot for them, and they'd still like to keep going. You got to play this all the way through. Try to grab a goal. One of the things they want badly is to be able to score, not get shut out three games in a row.
The Tribe, like every Chris Norris coach team that has been here in his 11 years, they will fight to the very end. Goal scoring is a problem right now. It's their third game at the moment without a goal, Keith.
No, it is, and you think about it, going into Georgetown next week, and that's no easy task, playing on the road at Georgetown, another excellent defensive team. That also with players like Brandon Allen, up top, certainly have the ability to score a number of goals as well. So they need to regroup. They need to not let things kind of fall away from themselves as we
speed of Warren Marshall.
Yep, Warren Marshall just in off the bench, and You know, when you got players that have that pace, it's you know, come off the bench and now they're working hard. It's no break for the defense.
Tar Heels looking to put another victory in the books and move their record to 5-1. This loss will push William and Mary down to 2-4 if the score holds. And now North Carolina have outscored their opponents by 10-2. Jabang. He'll square it to Engel. Engel got things started for the Tar Heels. Back to Jabang. Jabang with a touch, heavy. And he'll run into Luster. Jabang's got to be careful with that yellow. Storm plays it. Storm was clipped there by Eske. Dima telling Eske. And let's see if he'll come back and give a yellow to Eske for coming in hard on Storm. Yeah, he may get a yellow. I like Peter Dima marking that one down.
He did, and he waited on that for the ball to go in. But you're also right. You know, Jabang, you know, has to be really careful as well there because you know, it was nothing on purpose there, but Marcus Luster doing a good defensive job and Jabang going into him.
Olafson called for the foul. Didn't like that whistle. Climbed it back, though, of the Tribe player. Flesh. Boy, it is tough to get it by the big man in the back there, Brendan Moore. Scott Goodwin, fantastic, and now Brendan Moore. It helps to have a quality goalkeeper. He's one of the best in the country.
He's one of the best, and of course, if you're going to put crosses into a keeper that well, that's the one place it can't go. It's got to go off post, you know, into the near post or over into the far post to have a chance. And they had numbers in the box there that time. We had 4 guys in the box, 1 guy sealing it in. It was a great opportunity, you know, but everything's down to the cross, and you know, just kind of floated in, and it's way too easy for Moore.
He's got good size. Goodwin was a smaller goalkeeper. Wasn't quite 6 feet, but Moore 6'2", and looks every bit of 6'2". Can the Tribe put a halt to this scoreless streak the Tar Heels have going? Craven taking that mistake from Eske. Craven takes the shot. It'll fall to Olafson. Now Jabang. Jabang wants one. It'll fall to Engel. He started this with one. Back across. Craven's there. He tried to volley one. Right now the Tar Heels just having some fun.
Yeah, they're having some fun there, but you know, that was a good defending Josh West getting back there because it certainly looked like he was wide open, you know, on the right side there, but Josh West getting back to put that out of bounds. You know, decent chance here. We're having another look, and you know, Jabang trying to get into the scorebooks, just pops that out to Engel. But look at West come back in to get it. This looks like it's going to be a free try for Craven there, and West gets in. I think Craven got caught by surprise there too.
Well, pretty unselfish from Engel to not take a shot because he could have gone near post with it.
Yeah, actually, I thought he was going to shoot the ball, and you know, I just want to say about Craven. Craven clearly has not seen an opportunity he doesn't like. He shoots all the time, and
here's Jabang. Unselfish from Jabang that time, too. His touch got away from him, though, so he decided to pass it. 30 seconds left here, and the University of North Carolina, they came in as the #1 team in the country. They also came in with a little bit of revenge on their minds because last year in September, William & Mary came into Chapel Hill and beat the Tar Heels 1-0. A little different story here as we count it down. Your final 10 seconds. And the #1 team in the country as part of the NSCAA Continental Tire Top 10 is North Carolina. And we still got a few more seconds left, and North Carolina will stay #1 after they boot it right here as they knock off William & Mary by a score of 2-0 with about 5 seconds left here, Keith. And that man right there had a really, really nice game, number 33, Robbie George.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, Robbie George, all covered so much ground tonight, getting into the attack, defending, breaking up plays. Really impressive performance by him. And certainly enough by UNC to feel good and deserve this win 2-0.
All right, we're going to take a break. We come back. We'll hope to talk to the player of the game, Robbie George. Your final score is North Carolina 2, William & Mary 0. We'll show you the highlights and the man of the match when we come back.
NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm ready to go on.
Super excited.
Pretty excited.
Oh, super excited, yes.
Now I'm excited to just be a part of it and experience it all, take it all in.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Buckeye. I am a senior on the field hockey team and a member of Tribe Club Executive Board. The Tribe Club is a division of the athletic department that's responsible for fundraising and make all sports teams possible here. William & Mary Athletics is not funded by the state. Whether it is scholarships, money for books, traveling to games, equipment, meals when we're on the road or team activities, all of that is funded by the Tribe Club and would not be possible without them.
The Tar Heels win it 2-0, and the man of the match, Robbie George. Robbie, I've seen a lot of your games. You were everywhere tonight, all over the field. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Talk about the way you played tonight, though, as Carlos Samuano seemed to be giving you free reign, particularly to put high pressure on their back four.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of our game, and we're trying to get better and better at it. I think all the lads are doing a great game today, and we're following through our game plan. But we still have a lot to work on, and we're going to keep doing that tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you what, you also have that #1 ranking on your back, and going into Duke, what does that do for the team? Is it a little more pressure or motivate you?
I mean, I didn't even know about that. Honestly, we don't see it that way. We put the target on everyone else's backs, and we go for every team we play. So Duke is up next, and we're ready for him.
Robbie, very impressed. Good luck the rest of the way, okay?
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Nice work from number 33, Robbie George, the man of the match. The Tar Heels come into Williamsburg, Virginia, and they knock off William & Mary by a score of 2-0. As we take a look here at the highlights of this one, UNC with a couple goals in the first half, Keith. Very impressive.
In fact, after William & Mary had started off all right, the corner kick in the 8th minute for North Carolina, and that was Tyler Engel getting on this ball, just popping down after Craven had possibly got his head on it to knock it down for him. So 1-0 there on the corner kick. May have been offsides. It was close. Then later on, this ball was played into Andy Craven. All right, there's Tiemann trying to defend. Craven clearly holding the shoulder and pulling it, but he turns, puts it into the to near post, and that puts up North Carolina 2-0. They didn't look back. They had other chances, but that's how the game ended. William & Mary, unfortunately, could not generate enough to get anything really dangerous against North Carolina. And again, late in the game, North Carolina going for that third goal. Lovejoy was offside. Really good save there for the William & Mary goalkeeper, Bennett Jones, despite the offsides. And have another look at that one there. And, really, you look at here's one of the chances that William & Mary had in the second half, cutting inside with a second-range shot on target. And there was one more, that header that Ma had that almost went in, and that was really it.
Final stats, impressive here. 19 shots by North Carolina, 7 for William & Mary, and, of course, 8 shots on goal. 2 of them got by William & Mary.
Yeah, and congratulations to North Carolina. They may all say they don't know their #1 or what it is, but they do know, and they did a good job representing the #1 spot in the NSCAA coaches poll. And good luck to them against Duke, and good luck to William & Mary against Georgetown in their next games.
Final score, North Carolina 2, William & Mary 0. As we remind everybody that the 2015 NSCAA convention is around the corner, January 14th through the 18th. We also want to tell you that the broadcast of this match is authorized by the National Soccer Coaches Association of America. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description without the express written permission of the NSCAA is strictly prohibited. Tonight's match was produced for the NSCAA by Apparent Gravity Media. For George Krieger and Brian Krieger, my broadcast partner is Keith Tabatsnik. I'm Dean Linke. Your final score once again from Williamsburg, Virginia. It's North Carolina 2, William & Mary 0. And you saw it all right here on NSCAA TV.